Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be working on some Junk Journal July prompts in my journal, but with a bit of a difference. July is always a really busy month for me, but this year has just been extra crazy, so I really haven't been able to make the time to join in with the daily prompts as much as I've wanted to. So instead I thought I'd show you how I'm going to use the prompts in my own way. First, I write them all down on a scrap piece of paper, and then I look through and I see which prompt, no matter what number or day it is, that doesn't matter, but which one really stands out to me or has grabbed me in that moment, and I go from there. Like for this one, for example, it was wallpaper that stood out to me. Now, sometimes I will just stick with that one prompt and create an entire page with it, kind of in the classic way of doing daily prompts. But what is more likely to happen is that that prompt will get me started on that page, and then I'll go back to the list and see what else inspires me or grabs me and go from there. So sometimes I'll end up having 5, 7, even 10 prompts just on the one page. I feel like it's a great way for me to feel like I'm joining in, but not worrying that I'm like failing or something by not doing the prompts in the normal daily way. I'm not stressing about it. And I know like Junk Journal July isn't a stressful thing anyway, just that sometimes it's not possible to do a daily prompt challenge. And so hopefully this video might inspire you if you're in the same situation, or if you find dailies a little bit too daunting or something, you just can't make the time for it, then yeah, hopefully this might give you some ideas. So as I said, it was the wallpaper prompt for day 8, I think, that started me on this one. Just because I happen to have some vintage wallpaper. I've got a big roll of it, but I'd cut off a scrap just to have on my desk, like in my piles of papers handy, and I just saw it and I was like, perfect, wallpaper, there we go. And I could have, I don't know, added patterns to make more wallpaper and stuff, but I decided this would be one of those spreads where I try and use loads and loads of prompts. You saw me there fiddling around with these packs of butterflies I got. I picked these up at the works recently. I've got them here. They're called make your own butterfly decorations. I think you're supposed to like layer them up and hang them from the ceiling or whatever, but they make great ephemera pieces. So anyway, they're like £1 each. They're fabulous. Anyway, and I decided I would use those for, I think it's the mirror prompt. Let me look at my little list here. Yeah, number 13 was mirrored. So I kind of wanted to do a mirror of butterflies on one side and on the other, but also not have exact mirrors. Like I used the green pack of butterflies and then the white sort of lighter colour butterflies, and I chopped a load in half, and I've done them in this way where it's not an exact mirror but like an opposite reflection. I don't know, but again, the prompts, you do what you like with them. You don't have to be completely literal with them. I also did some stenciling in the background as well, so I was able to knock that prompt off. That was number, it's here somewhere, I've got it on my list. It's there somewhere, I can't find it right now, but stenciling was one. I used, the stencil was a Prima marketing one, and I use my blending brushes because I find them much better for stenciling than blending foam. And I think I used Distress Oxide in Forest Moss and Archival Ink in Coffee, and I flipped the stencil over so it was mirrored on either side of the page. Then I pulled out my Posca paint pens and added some doodles and splatters with those. I did white on one page and black on the other. And I actually just did this because I felt it looked right. But then when I looked back at the prompt list, I saw like paint splatters or paint splashes or something was one of the prompts. So it's like, great, I'll tick that off as well. Then I wanted to add some sort of element of journaling or writing to my page, but obviously on the page itself there wasn't really any room for that. So I'm using my favourite tried and tested trick of doing it on vellum and then sticking that on top of the page. I did a little doodly border around the edge of the vellum just to make it look a bit more special, a bit more pretty. It's just like little doodly heart, squiggly line, nothing complicated. And I used some of those leftover halves of butterflies to stick on there. I wrote some journaling, I think it's just some poetry or something, stapled that in place, and I folded it like that, as you can see, so it would fold in the right place. And I think I was able to tick off a few more things. I think like transparency, I ticked off nature as well because of the butterflies, and maybe a couple of others. That page actually took me a lot longer in real life than it shows on the video. I spent ages and ages and ages figuring out those butterflies and where I wanted to put them and changing my mind on which butterfly to use. And yeah, it took a long time. I think I got a couple of comments on my most recent video like, oh, you know, you're so quick, this would take me ages. I'm like, oh no, I am not quick. I just edit a lot so it's not boring for you guys. So for this next page, it was the black and white prompt that really stood out to me. I think that was prompt number 20. And I never do anything in black and white. It suddenly occurred to me, I was like, I never do black and white. So I wanted to fiddle around and work with that. I had on my desk and in a box on my desk where I keep scraps and bits that I want to use, these pieces of material. There was like some netting and some sort of white burlappy colour, and then this black netting material, and I thought I would layer those up with some vellum as well and make that into just sort of a little cluster centerpiece for my page. I also had these scraps of Tim Holtz tissue paper which I thought I would use just for the background. I used the Distress Collage medium to put those on, just in case you're wondering. And then here I am going through the antiquarian sticker book, or is it the bibliophilia? Well, I think it's the bibliophilia one, but I just went through and was picking out all the sort of black stickers or black and white stickers that I could find. I only pulled out a couple. I did do some fussy cutting around 2 of them because they've got very large borders on these stickers from these sticker books, which generally I'm fine with, but because they were a minty green colour, it wasn't really in keeping with the black and white theme. But I will admit, I fussy cut the person reading the book and the little crow raven, and then I really couldn't be bothered to do it with the ampersand, but the mint border isn't too bad. Like, it's quite light, so I don't think it's that noticeable. That cluster of materials and vellums, I took those over to my sewing machine to stitch them all together, and those phrases as well, which I backed onto vellum and then stitched onto the cluster. Those phrases are from, I did write it down, it's the Art by Marlene Phrase Stickers book. It's a really good one, actually. I'm really glad I bought that. It's just one of those whim 3 a.m. Amazon purchases, but it has like 7 sheets of each color, like you get each phrase in black, white and craft, and as I said, there's 7 of each, so you get, how many is that? 21 sheets in total. So no affiliation or anything, I just thought it was great. And I've got It's Okay to Make Mistakes, Do the Unexpected. I thought Do the Unexpected worked a bit with me in black and white because I never use it, even though I really like it. But yeah, anyway, background, I did add a few rub-on transfer stickers, just some basic ones in black and white. And then I needed something in that centre because it was looking empty and weird. So I've pulled out one of these acetate pieces from AB Studio. These are the ones that you can hot foil if you want to, but I just wanted to keep it black and I don't have any black foil, so I kept it as it is. Fussy cut that, so bit of fussy cutting on this page so you can tick off that prompt, and then that one is done. Came together really quickly, that one, but it might actually be my favourite. The next prompt I'm going to work with is the layered tag prompt, and I'm going to take this one quite literally. I picked out this packaging from my box of scraps, which obviously had that tag shape on it, nice big tag. I thought, perfect, we'll use that. I'm going, voice went weird there. I'm going to back that with some parchment paper, just so you can't see the branding and boring stuff on the back of that, cut around the edge of it. When you do this, when you put something on the back, especially if it's a paper rather than a card, it will have a tendency to start peeling up at the edges over time. So I'm going to grab some washi, rip it into shreds because I kind of like it when it has torn edges rather than straight edges, and fold that around the edges. It's not going to go around every edge, but it's going to help stop that little sort of lifting up that, as I said, happens over time. So what I'm going to do with these tags, oh, I've already given it away, there's another tag coming. I'm going to just decorate them with lots of collage and layers of vellum and material and scraps of this and that, things I just find on my desk for the most part. I think a couple of things I brought in from elsewhere because I thought they would work, but generally speaking, it was whatever was lying around on my desk at the time. And then I will create a sort of belly band around the larger tag and add a smaller decorated tag into that tag. So it is, as I said, quite literally a layered tag. So I'm going to leave you for a bit while I do all this collage and adding stickers and ripped up pieces of paper and stuff, and come back to you when I'm done with that. So that is most of the decoration on my tags done. I really like where I used one of my own the classical themed stickers, like the Greco-Roman one with the green plant behind it. That's one of those things I was like, oh, I really like that. But I'm going to add some journaling to the back of those tags. On the big tag, I added like personal journaling, and on the back of this one, it's just a little bit of poetry from Tolkien. And I thought with the tag, I would add I've forgotten the word. It's not a brad. It's an eyelet. I always forget that word. I don't know what it is. Just eyelet always escapes my brain. Do you have that? Do you have like a craft or journaling or whatever thing or word that you just always forget the name of? If so, let me know in the comments. Make me feel better about myself. Anyway, on the front of that little belly band I ripped and created, I'm just adding a few of the Tim Holtz clippings stickers, going around those with a white gel pen to help make them stand out. I used a Posca paint pen to write the date, well, not the exact date, just the month. Because that tag surface was very, very shiny, I thought the Posca paint pen would be the best option for that. Once it was dry, it wouldn't be going anywhere. Then I'm going to decorate this little pocket that's already in my journal and add some very, very simple decoration to it and put my tag in there. I did kind of overestimate or underestimate the size of the tag, so when I put it in that pocket, it really sticks out of the journal, but never mind. If it becomes a problem eventually where I put my journal on my shelf with all my other completed journals, I can always just pull the tag out of the pocket and paper clip it into place or something like that. But for now, it's fine. As I said, simple decoration there. That flower sticker is from my wildflower collection. That butterfly sticker is from the antiquarian sticker book. I did a thing. I decided I'm just going to pull out the sticker book, open it to a page, and then I have to choose a sticker from that page. And it worked out quite nicely, so maybe I'll do a video just challenging myself to do that. But here I am going through the list of prompts and crossing out every single one I thought that I'd covered, and I think I got through about 12 prompts. So that's pretty good going, like nearly half in one journaling session. So there we go. I got so many prompts done in that one journaling session. I didn't have the stress. I didn't worry about not doing it daily. I did it in my own way. The prompts are always so inspiring from Meg, and I always want to use them. But as I said, I could not make the time this month to do the daily challenge. So I'm really happy I was able to use them, as I said, in my own way, and I hope maybe this inspired you too. So there we go, that's it. Thank you so very much for watching. Relevant links will be down in the description box. Please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Chat to me down in the comments, and I'm gonna go. Thank you again. Bye bye.